dog with the big heart at 8. Then get ready for some high-flying fun with Dragon Tales at 8:30. It all happens next on WITF.
Dragonfly TV. Listen to the fun. Number one, you might learn something to tell someone. It's Dragonfly TV. Dragonfly TV.
Sundays at 9:30, only on WITF.
Maya has big ideas.
Oh, no.
And with the help of her friends,
Yes!
nothing is impossible.
Never is not in my vocabulary. Never say never.
Maya and Miguel, coming soon to PBS Kids Go.
You're watching PBS Kids on WITF-TV in Harrisburg and all of Central PA.
Thomas and friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them, because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It has fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams, and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and a coal mine, and docks where visitors to the island arrive. The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas! Hello, Thomas! Hello, everybody! Welcome to the island of Sodor. Today on the island of Sodor, we find out what happens when Thomas wants to win a sports day medal. And we see Thomas get into a muddle with some chickens, some children, and some sheep. But first, James wishes he had a more important job. It was a crisp, cold winter day on the island of Sodor. Snow lay thick on the ground. James nearly burst with pride. "Thank you, sir," he said. Being really useful was better than feeling important. Henry is ready to leave the station. What's he pulling today? Henry huffs happily out of the station, hauling horses. Henry huffs happily out of the station, hauling horses and hats. Now Henry huffs happily out of the station, hauling horses, hats, and hot dogs. Can you remember what Henry is hauling? Henry huffs happily out of a station hauling horses, hats, and hot dogs. I wonder what's next. Henry huffs happily out of the station hauling horses, hats, hot dogs, and hay. Can you still remember all the things Henry was hauling? Let's see. Henry huffs happily out of the station hauling horses, hats, hot dogs, and hay. I wonder where Henry is going. Henry is huffing his way to a horse show. It was an exciting day on the island of Sodor. Good morning, called Harold. 3 cheers for Thomas, the #1 engine. Hip, hip, hooray! But I still won the race, tooted Bertie. Thomas just peeped happily. Thomas, Toby, and James need to collect their loads, but they don't know which load they will be pulling. There's a freight car full of coal. There's a coach for pulling passengers, and there's some crates full of bananas. Let's help the engines find out what they will be pulling today. Can you guess which freight car Toby will be pulling? Let's find out. The track is very twisty. Toby chuffs around the corners. I wonder what Toby will be pulling today. He's nearly there. The freight car with coal. Toby's taking coal today. Who's next? James. Which freight car will James be pulling? James is chuffing and puffing, twisting and turning. Can you guess what James will be pulling? He's nearly there. James has got the coach. He must be pulling passengers today. Now it's Thomas's turn. You can guess what Thomas is going to pull, can't you? Here he goes. Keep going. Nearly there. Yes, that's right. Thomas is taking the bananas. All the engines have found their loads. Well done, Toby. Well done, James. And well done, Thomas. Emily is taking coal to the docks. She has lots of coal cars, and they are very heavy. Emily has to puff up Gordon's Hill. Gordon's Hill is long and steep. The coal cars are too heavy. Emily can't pull them up the hill by herself. I wonder who can help Emily. Who helps engines up Gordon's Hill? Edward helps engines up Gordon's Hill. Edward pushes as hard as he can. Emily pulls as hard as she can. Together, Edward and Emily get the coal cars to the top of Gordon's Hill. Edward is a very helpful engine. And good friends always help each other. It was a cool summer's night on the island of Sodor. And that night, when Thomas finally went to sleep, he dreamt about sheep and chickens and children.
cheeky one.
James.
His fame, but lots of fun.
Percy.
Pulls the mail on time.
Gordon.
Thunders down the line.
Emily.
Really knows her stuff.
Henry.
Toots and huffs and puffs.
Edward.
Wants to help and share.
Toby. Well, let's say he's square. They're 2, they're 4, they're 6, they're 8. Shunting trucks and hauling freight. Red and green and brown and blue. They're the really useful crew. All with different roles to play. Round Tidmouth sheds or far away. Down the hills and round the bends. Thomas and his friends. They're 2, they're 4, they're 6, they're 8. Shunting trucks and hauling freight. Red and green and brown and blue. They're the really useful crew. All with different roles to play. Round Tidmouth sheds or far away. Down the hills and round the bends. Thomas and his friends.
Blah, 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 blah. PBS Kids!
Surprise! It's Clifford the big red dog, but now he's small. How'd that happen? You'll find out when you see little Clifford and all his friends on Clifford's Puppy Days. Up next.
The following may not be appropriate for grown-ups. This show contains extreme silliness. It's wacky. There's even a potato who's a private eye. Hey, I want
All right, give me the mic. It's a whole new way to play with words, and it's just for kids. It's Between the Lions.
Weekdays at 2:30 here on WITF.
Programming is supported by WITF members and by Dutch Winter Wonderland, a seasonal celebration for the entire family, featuring thousands of twinkling lights, rides, games, and a place for families to holiday shop. Santa will be on hand to hear your holiday wish list, plus storytelling by the Princess of Dutch Wonderland. Holiday magic comes alive at Dutch Winter Wonderland. Open to the public weekends November 19th through December 23rd. Hours and information at DutchWonderland.com.
This is your place for learning and fun. WITF-TV, Harrisburg.
Clifford is funded in part by a ready-to-learn television cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Education through the Public Broadcasting Service.
Clifford is made possible in part by the makers of Danimals Yogurt, proud to help kickstart your child's growth and development for life.
Chuck E. Cheese's, proud supporter of PBS Kids, helping kids discover the more you learn, the more you'll jump for joy. PBS Kids, where a kid can be a kid.
Which of these bowls has more spoons? Can you decide? Lipton Noodle Soup is proud to support Clifford the Big Red Dog and invites you to use your noodle.
And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and from viewers like you.
Clifford, remember when you were a puppy?
1 puppy, 2 puppy on a puppy bed. The littlest one has fur that's
I'm kind of new, so I'll stick with you. I like new places, seeing lots of new faces. And before this day's through, we'll make good friends like you.
3 puppy, 4 puppy, 5 puppy, 6. Clifford is up to brand new
I might be small, but I'm on the ball. I might be little, I might get stuck in the middle. But there's one thing we know, love makes little things grow. Yeah.
telling him what to do. Thomas was taking on water at Maithwaite Station. Emily puffed up in front of him. She blew her whistle, but Thomas didn't say hello. Thank you for owning up, said Thomas. You are a very good friend. That's all right, said Emily. You are a good friend, too. But next time, if you want to stay out of trouble, just do what I say. Even Thomas had to laugh.
They're two, they're four, they're six or eight, shunting trucks and hauling freight. Red and green and brown and blue, they're the really useful crew, all with different roles to play around.
Coming up next, meet the big red dog when he was just a pup. It's Clifford's Puppy Days. Then at 8:30, Clifford's got the big idea.
Come on! We've got to get to school!